Hello, children, and welcome back. Today, we will continue with the second chapter in Geography, Interior of the Earth. In the last video, we learned about the surface, that is a crust, along with its two layers, that is the continental crust and the oceanic crust. Today, let's continue the chapter with mantle. So, children, below the crust lies the mantle. Mantle can be divided into two layers, upper and lower mantle. The upper layer is more in liquid state. Here one finds magma chambers. It is through these chambers that magma comes out on the earth's surface during volcanic eruptions. This layer is also known as ethnosphere. Epicenters of deep-seated earthquakes are usually found here. Mantle begins at a depth of around 42 kilometers from the Earth's surface. The internal energy released due to endogenetic movements occurring in this layer is responsible for mountain building, rifts, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, etc. In this layer, it is inferred that the temperature at a depth of 2400 to 2900 kilometer depth would be around 2200 degree Celsius to 2500 degree Celsius. Here, there is a sudden change in the structure and density of material. It is estimated that this layer extends up to a depth of 2870 kilometers. Average density of this layer is 4.5 gram to centimeter cube, and it increases with depth. Increasing pressure is the reason behind this. The density of lower mantle is about 5.7 gram centimeter cube. So children, now let's start with the third layer and the last layer, that is the core. The core starts from around the depth of about 2900 kilometers from the Earth's surface. The part of the Earth's interior extending from the mantle up to the center of the Earth is the core. The thickness of the core is about 3471 kilometers. This layer can be further divided into outer core and inner core. So children, now let's understand the outer core. Outer core extends from around 2900 kilometers to 5100 kilometers. The secondary waves cannot pass through the core. They get absorbed in this region. This has led the scientists to believe that the core would be in liquid or semi-liquid in nature. The primary waves travel through this layer, but their speed reduces when passing through this layer. The density of outer core is 9.8 gram centimeter cube. The temperature of the liquid outer core is around 5000 degrees Celsius. We have learnt that the outer core of the Earth's interior is in liquid state, and the proportion of iron is more in this layer. Vertical currents originate in this liquid layer. This is another characteristic of this area. The difference between the temperatures of the outer and the inner core gives rise to vertical currents. The Earth's rotation gives them eddy or circular motion. Electric currents develop in these spiral eddies of liquid iron, and thus magnetic field is generated. So children, eddy's motion is the swirling of a liquid in the outer core. As it is in the liquid state, so it creates electric currents. It is sometimes also called as geodynamo too. This magnetic field of the earth is functional even outside the earth's surface from quite a distance. As a result, a cover develops around the earth because of the magnetic field. The earth's atmosphere is protected from solar winds coming from the sun. The magnetic field thus developed around the earth is called magnetosphere. This is the fifth and an important sphere of the earth. So children, now let's go to the last part of the core, that is the inner core. Inner core extends from around 5,150 km to the depth of around 6,371 km. It is the core of the earth which is in a solid state. The density of the sphere is around 13.3 gram centimeter cube. Iron and nickel are the major elements found here. Therefore, this layer is also called knife. As the materials in this layer are under extreme pressure, the inner core is in solid state. The temperature here is almost equivalent to the surface temperature of the sun. So children, you need to always remember the various elements found in various layers of the interior of the earth. They are silica, aluminium, silica, magnesium, nickel and ferrous. So children, you can see the arrow that is showing the density. It shows that the upper elements, that is silica, aluminium, magnesium, are lower in density, that is the thickness. But if you go down, that is nickel and ferrous are high in density. So children, the earth's interior is made up of different kind of materials. Each of those materials are different from each other by their physical and chemical properties, such as temperature, density, etc. Unique layers are there according to their characteristics. In the earth, all those layers are separated from each other through transition zone. These transition zones are called discontinuities. The first discontinuity is the Conrad discontinuity, which is between the continental crust and oceanic crust. It was first discovered by the scientist called Conrad, and this discontinuity is named after him. The second discontinuity is the Moho discontinuity, which is between the crust and mantle. This discontinuity was discovered by a scientist called Mohorovic, and this discontinuity is named after him. The third discontinuity between upper and lower mantle is known as repetti discontinuity. The fourth discontinuity is the Gutenberg discontinuity, which is between mantle and core. It has been named after Gutenberg, a scientist who discovered it. The last discontinuity is between the outer core and inner core. It is called as the Lehman discontinuity. So children, here is an activity which you can do at home. It includes clay. So what you need to do is that take clay balls of 3 colors, red, yellow and blue. After that, make the red ball bigger in size. Roll out the yellow color ball. Then you will get a flat roti-like structure. Place the red color ball inside the yellow, one like you fill Puran in Puran Poli. Give it the shape of a spear, that is earth. Then roll out the blue ball and fill the yellow one in it as it was done earlier. Make a spear out of this too. After you are done with those activity, show the continents in yellow on the spear like a globe. Now your globe made from clay will be ready. So children, to see the interior of the earth, cut the spear exactly in half. Then you can see the various layers that we learned in the second chapter, that is the crust, mantle and the core. So children, do try it at home and see how the 3 layers come out very beautifully. So children, with this we have completed with our chapter. Let's have some revision based on what we learned in the chapter. The first question is, what is the mantle also known as? The mantle is also known as asthenosphere. Second question, which seismic waves cannot pass through the outer core? The secondary waves cannot pass through the outer core. Third question, what is magnetosphere? The magnetic field around the earth is called the magnetosphere. Name the discontinuity between the mantle and core. The discontinuity between the mantle and core is named as Gutenberg discontinuity. So children, with this we end here as we have completed with the second chapter. I hope the concept is clear to you. Thank you for listening. Take care.